is Karen Hallford, and I am the director of the school nutrition program for Gwinnett County Public Schools.
Okay, awesome. Give me 1 second. And I guess talking about, this possibly adding this new menu item for students. For anyone that doesn't know, what halal options do you guys offer students? And when did that first start? I know you guys offer the halal burger. When did that start being offered to the school? And kind of how did that decision come about?
Sure. So it's actually been almost exactly a year since we first started the conversations on adding some sort of halal meat to our menus. So there was a group from the Gwinnett Muslim delegation, and they were doing some work with our district already on some other initiatives. And a subgroup sort of broke out from that group, and they wanted to talk to the school nutrition program about the meals for their students who were in our schools and the possibility of adding a halal meat item to our menus. So that was last April. And so we took a little bit of time to look into that and work through some logistics and find a supplier. But we launched the halal burger in 5 of our schools as a pilot or test in October of 2021.
And how did that pilot perform? I know that now it's a permanent thing, I believe, in all of your schools in Gwinnett. So how was it received? And also, could you talk a little bit about, I guess, where do you guys get the meat, or who distributes that for you guys? Just curious as to where that comes from.
Yeah, so when the group explained halal and showed an interest in having it on our menus for their students, the first thing we did was go to our current suppliers. So we have a beef, 100% beef hamburger that's already been on our menus with a trusted vendor who we've used for many years. So the first thing we did was reach out to them and ask if they happened to have a halal product that we could try. And they did. So they weren't selling it to any school districts at the time, but they did have one in production. And so they sent us samples. We took a look. Great quality, again, 100% beef burger that was also halal certified. So that was our first call, and then that's what actually worked out for us in the end, was using that supplier that we were already using for our conventional burger.
And how was the menu item received by students? Was it something that had a positive reaction? Kind of what was the consensus from the students?
It went really well. So of course, it took us till October to get it launched in those 5 schools. We wanted to make sure that our staff was comfortable with the product. It was new. We wanted to make sure they understood the difference between this burger and our conventional burger. And we wanted to make sure that we were serving it with integrity. So they were keeping it separate from other proteins in our kitchen and that sort of thing. So we trained them via Zoom more than once, and we gave them a standard operating procedure so they would know how to handle the product. But at the end of the day, it's a hamburger and fairly simply to cook off in our ovens, and we're using the same hamburger bun that we always use. But we also wanted to make sure it was labeled properly too. So we had labels, our stickers created, which I sent you a photo, so that when those burgers hit the serving line, it was very clear to the students that one was our burger that we're always serving, and then next to that was a burger that had a sticker that said halal certified, plain burger and a halal certified cheeseburger. So once all that was in place, we were ready to launch. And like I said, that was October. Success. The schools immediately let us know feedback from the students that, how many they sold. Of course, they sort of trickled off the line at first. And we communicated with the group from the Gwinnett Muslim delegation as well, so that they could communicate to their community and let their students know to look for the burger. But it took off from there. I think the students were really pleased to see a burger in their school that they could enjoy alongside their peers, and it also met their dietary restrictions.
Of course, and for anyone that doesn't know, what might be coming to schools? I know that I was reading that halal hot dogs might be something that is implemented in schools. So for anyone that doesn't know, is that being looked at? What might that happen? Kind of where is that at the moment? Is that something that's going to happen? Is it still being decided?
It's still an evaluation process. We have looked at a halal hot dog from a different vendor to see if that might be a fit for our menu as well. So we've seen samples, so I'm not sure if that will be on the menu in the fall, but we're always looking at products. So we want to make sure that we meet the needs of each and every student in Gwinnett County if we possibly can. So if you look at our menus, you'll see lots of vegetarian items and just culturally acceptable items across the board from different, ethnicities. So that's the halal burger or the possibility of halal hot dog or another item is just an extension of what we always do.
And Ms. Halford, how important is it for Gwinnett schools or, for Gwinnett County to offer its students, options that fit their, whether it be their religion, their religious beliefs or their lifestyle? How important was that for the school when they were creating this halal burger or when they were deciding on whether to implement that? How important is that for the school, for students?
It's very important, very important. So the population in Gwinnett County Public Schools is very global. We have students from all over the world who speak over 100 different languages. So in our superintendent, Dr. Watts, you'll hear him say in our leadership meetings that we want to meet the needs of each and every student. So if we can support that in school nutrition, that's exactly what we want to do. So when this group came to us from the community asking if we could take a look at something that would help their students and allow them to eat with us in our cafeterias, we absolutely want to look into that. And like I said, it doesn't stop there either. We want to make sure that all of our students can navigate our serving lines, whether they have special dietary needs or allergies or whatever the case may be. We want them to be able to eat breakfast and lunch with us. So we do that by offering a variety. So there's always more than one entree on the serving line. There's always multiple fruits and vegetables on the serving line. And that way students can decline the items that they don't want or they can't have, but there's still something for them to select. So, we're a food service establishment. We just happen to be tucked inside 134 schools. But we want to gain our customers' loyalty and trust. And the way that we do that is listen to what their needs are and show them that we're listening by the menus that we place on our menus.
Of course. And in regards to, the possibility of this new menu item, when would that be known if that's going to be something permanent or if that's going to even happen? Is there an update on that?
Yeah, sure. So we're looking at it now. So we plan our menus over the summer for those menus to start with the first day of school in August. And even if something doesn't make it in August, we're constantly refreshing our menus throughout the school year. We normally do a nice refresh in October and then another one in January or February. So it just depends on what's going on. And, not only does the manufacturer have to have the hot dog, but they have to have it in a volume that's large enough to support the amount of students that we have in Gwinnett County Public Schools. And not all manufacturers can handle that type of volume, especially through the pandemic. We've been dealing with some supply chain issues. So it just kind of all has to fall into place. So we'll just have to keep you posted. Not sure if it'll be on the menu in August, but even if something new is not on the menu in August, it doesn't mean that it won't come on the menu later in the fall or as we roll into the winter months.
Of course. And I know that you mentioned just one last question that the Muslim organization that was in touch with you requested this via their members and their students. How can people request certain things, to the, food program at Gwinnett schools? What's that process if anyone did want to make a request for a specific kind of food?
Yeah, sure. So we try to make ourselves very available, and we want customers, our students, to provide us with feedback and insight and ask for things they want to see on the menu, as well as parents and anyone that's in our schools. One platform that I get questions and feedback and people are asking for things is via social media. So at Cafe Gwinnett on Facebook or Instagram, they'll ask there, and that's a great platform. We try to respond to all of those requests and questions. But Instagram is really geared towards our students, and I've gotten plenty of direct messages from our students asking questions, requesting things for our menus, and that sort of thing. So we really do take all of that feedback and put it into the menus that we're working on. we're very accessible. So they can go the social media route, they can call our office, however, whatever's easiest for them. We want that information.